Hello everyone, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Woven Sands Woods, a place that you probably won't be seeing much more of around here because I have now moved. I couldn't not squeeze in one last little video in the woods, so I hope you enjoy. Look, I'm sure that I'm going to find loads of amazing other spots to film in, so you'll still get outdoorsy videos from me. It just won't be in these woods anymore. I mean, it's not that far away, so I could potentially come for like little visits every so often, but I'm just really excited for this next chapter, to move on, to get out of this little village and just start my new life. It's been a long time coming. Anthony and I are just so thrilled. Today I'm doing the mid-year freakout tag, which I should have done in June, but I'm a bit behind in filming lately. I blame the move and work and just life in general. It's been effing busy. Let's just dive right on into the questions. So the first one is, what is the best book that you've read in 2022 so far? So for me, completely not my kind of genre at all, I really loved Love Lockdown by Beth Reekles. I just thought it was such a wonderful, cozy, feel-good book about this apartment block that gets put into quarantine or lockdown during COVID, and it follows a couple of the different tenants in their flats and stuff as they kind of go through life in lockdown and quarantine, either kept apart from the person they love or trapped with someone they barely know, and it was just a really good book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Question number 2 is, what's the best sequel that you've read this year so far? I'm not much of a series person, however I am currently busy reading the second book in A Song of Ice and Fire series, Game of Thrones. The second book is called A Clash of Kings, or The Clash of Kings, and I am really enjoying it, though I am pissed off that it's over 100 pages in and we still have nothing from Daenerys yet. I can't wait until her chapter start because she is my absolute favourite character. The next question is, new release that you haven't read but that you really want to. So this one for me is one that I have been desperate to get my hands on for quite some time now. That's One Good Thing by Alexandra Potter, who wrote Confessions of a 40-something fuck-up, which I really thoroughly enjoyed earlier this year as well. So this book is apparently about this newly divorced lady called Liv, and she goes on this fresh start, swapping her London life for the sweeping hills of Yorkshire Dales. I don't know if that's the same place or not, who knows. It's not like I'm British or anything. However, she feels pretty lost and lonely on this new journey in her life, doesn't really know what to do with herself, and then she meets this cast of characters, like an old grumpy man and this moody teenage girl and a little boy that's scared of everything, and all of them kind of have their own little issues, and I guess the moral of the story is finding friendships and what friendships mean, and yeah, I'm excited to dive on in because Confessions of a 40-something fuck-up was that good. What's the most anticipated release for the second half of the year? That has got to be It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, which is basically Atlas's story from her novel It Ends With Us, which is just a phenomenal book. Just get the tissues ready. I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure it's published in October and I will be at that bookshop getting my hands on a copy that day. Don't care if I'm gonna have to live on pot noodles for 2 weeks after that. I just have to get my hands on a copy of that book. What's the biggest disappointment of the year so far? And for me, that's got to be The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. So this was supposed to be the thriller or mystery book of the year, and it was just so hyped up that I was really excited to dive on into it. But it was just phenomenally boring and a bit stupid. There's a couple at this table and they're at this little resort place, and then they get this letter to say beware of the couple next to you or something, but then there's 5 other couples or something literally right next to, or within an equal distance to them. So what couple are they talking about? And you kind of know going in that there's this murder and that this couple dies, and you've got to try to figure out who the murderer is. But I was just so uninvested. I just was not interested in this book whatsoever, so unfortunately I only gave it a 1-star review. The next one is biggest surprise, and that has got to be Love Lockdown by Beth Reekles. Like I said, I'm not normally one for the romance kind of books, but I am absolutely loving them lately. Everything's just kind of changing. My taste is changing. Maybe I've just fed myself too many thrillers and horrors lately that I'm just literally craving. Oh my god, I thought there was a bug about to fly in my face, sorry. I'm just craving cozy feel-good books that just kind of lighten up my mood. Next question is, who is your new favourite author? So for this one, it's weird because Beth Reekle's Love Lockdown, I've also only read one book by Alexandra Potter so far, which is Confessions of a 40-something fuck up. But if I had to choose between them both, even though I would say that the best book I've read is Love Lockdown, I would still say, weirdly, that my new favourite author would be Alexandra Potter, and I would be more likely to go and pick up her next book than Beth Reekle's. Don't ask me why. No idea. I'm weird. The next question is newest fictional crush. Normally the books I read don't have like men that you would be interested in, because they're normally going to kill you, or they're a horrible rapist, serial killer, or I don't know. But because I have been reading more kind of romancy books lately, it's more likely that I would have an answer for this. However, the book that I am going to say is actually a bit of a thriller. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This is one of the darkest books I've ever read. It's about this girl who gets abducted with her sister's fiance, and they're like in shackles and they're forced to like have sex with each other, and she gets raped by their abductor like every single day. And it's an awful, like horrendous story that goes into graphic detail. It's extremely vivid. But the guy, her sister's fiance, Dean, I just thought that he was such a sensational character, and if I had to choose one, it would be him, because he was so guilt-ridden for basically like raping his sister-in-law, but he did it in such a gentle way to try and make her feel okay, because, you know, he was forced to do it with a gun to his head and stuff. And just, you get, it's like alternating chapters between both of their points of views, and I just thought that the author handled the way that his mind worked during kind of that kind of impossible circumstance really, really well. So Dean definitely is my latest fictional crush, and probably only fictional crush. My newest favourite character would be Fern from The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth. She was just this really quirky character. So the book is about these two sisters, Fern and I think it's Rose, and their mum, they had like this horrible upbringing. Their mum is now like basically like a vegetable. You can tell straight away something isn't quite right with Fern. Something is just different about her. And so one day she meets someone. She's got like sensory issues and stuff, and she meets this guy who she calls Wally because he looks like Where's Wally, and they just form this really gorgeous like connection, and it's just so pure and lovely. The sister, however, is not very happy about her forming this connection. But why doesn't she want the sister to be happy? Why is she so overbearing and overprotective? But Fern as a character in this book was just phenomenal. Oh my god, I am like, why am I so jumpy today? Did you hear that? I'm not going mad, I swear. There's like funny noises coming from that bush. It's going to be like some kind of Blair Witch Project vibe, I swear. Like, this is supposed to be my Goodbye Woven Sands. It's going to be Goodbye Boho Bookworm at this rate. The next question is a book that made you cry. So for this one I chose Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, which is about this girl called Kenna, and she has just gotten out of jail after a really, really horrible kind of accidental crime. I don't want to spoil too much of it for you. However, she gets out of jail and she wants to reconnect with her young daughter. However, no one wants to let her close to her daughter. So it's kind of like her internal struggle and her agony to want to be close as a mother to her child, and trying to like get redemption and stuff. And it's just a beautiful story. As with all of Colleen Hoover's books, you need to get the tissues ready and just, yeah, bury yourself under blankets of snotty tissues. The next question is the most beautiful book that you've bought this year so far. So obviously I'm up the woods, so I don't have a physical copy to show you right now, but I bought The Plant Rescuer by Sarah Gerard Jones, and it's just such a beautiful bright yellow coffee table book, and it's all about like how to rescue your plants. Like it has like all these little quizzes you can do to try and find out what's wrong with it, if you know, if the leaves are browning, or if the roots might not be doing something, if there's like funny spots on it. It kind of helps you diagnose your plants, and it gives you really beautiful pictures of all the plants inside, and different things that they like, that how much sunlight they need, how much water they need, all sorts of like really valuable information, so that you can keep your houseplants alive and make them better if they're not quite that good at at the time being. So I highly recommend that book because I have definitely used it specifically for my angel wings plant, and yeah, I'm starting to think it's still going to die, but don't take that as this book doesn't work, because I do think it does. I am just clearly not as good of a plant mother as I thought I was. And the last question is books that you need to read by the end of this year. All of them. I think that's my answer every single year, because that's true. I find new books every single day and I can't wait to devour every single one of them. Anyway, I am like severely on high edge right now. I don't know why, but it's just very quiet, and then like all these funny noises keep happening when it's really quiet, and I'm getting scared, so I'm gonna go. But have a lovely day. It's also gonna get dark soon, so I should go home and cook dinner and edit this video and then get it to you. Say goodbye to the woods.